My name is Emily Marks. When I spied an old copy of the Iliad and the Odyssey by Jane Werner Watson, with illustrations by Martin and Alice Provenson in a nearby thrift store, I knew I had to have it. This was a copy of the beloved book that my grandmother had in her library. She used to read it to me, and I was very fond of the Greek myths and the pictures that accompanied the famous stories. This book was in bad shape and was very cheap. I took out my old bookbinding notes and decided to recover it. Inside the pages were pristine, but the outside cover and the end papers were not in good shape. So I carefully cut the offending cover and pages off and freed the spine. I cut a new spine from bookboard and glued on several layers of brown paper to make it stronger. Then I covered the brown paper with an attractive paper on top so that if it was seen, it would be pretty. I cut those covering pages to the edge of the spine. Then I covered the spine with book cloth. Using a measurement of 3/8 of an inch, I made sure that there would be space for the book cloth to hang freely before joining the bookboard of the front and back. This allowed the book to hinge open. When I attached the spine and the front and back boards with book cloth, both inside and out, I pressed where the hinges were to make sure they adhered. To protect the book, I decided it needed some corners made of book cloth. I covered the corners with the same black book cloth that I used on the spine, carefully gluing them in right after I finished gluing the spine. The paper that I then used for the front and back was particularly strong, and when I sprayed it with a protective coating, it had the look and feel of old leather. I liked the contrast in color with the black book cloth too. The sewing of the inside pages needed to be replaced. I used a fine silk thread to sew it back together. I decided to cover the sewing, so when I cased in the end papers, casing in means gluing the inside to the covers, I made them overlap the stitching, ensuring a stronger construction. Finally, I adhered a picture of the Trojan horse from one of the illustrations inside the book to the inside of the end paper on the front, and a simple explanation about the book and the date of the recovering on the back end. I would like to sell this book. It costs $200 plus tax and shipping. Please email me at emdands.com if you're interested. Thank you.